The drums of war are beating. Inflation is at an all-time high, and China has revealed that it's been purchasing record amounts of gold. What is next on the horizon? Find out right now. Let's go.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
Thank you and welcome back to another video. My name is International Stacker and this is my channel here. Please check it out. I literally got over 1,000 videos, everything you could ever imagine. Egypt, Africa, Ireland, the UK. So anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe and follow me on my journey around the world getting gold and silver. And a huge thank you to Clarity Metals for sponsoring this video. Now, all one has to do is turn on the TV to see how crazy things truly are. China, and you can see here, has revealed that it's been purchasing records amount of gold. And here, this is December 7th, 2022, only a month and 10 days ago, talking about 32 tons of gold in November. And here's another article here, China buying 32 tons. And I mean, this is from Kitco. Look at this one here. This is from Bloomberg. China extends buying with fresh flows to the central bank. But the experts, and I'm doing air quotes right now, you can't see, are telling us that gold is archaic. You shouldn't invest in gold. You shouldn't invest in silver. And that brings to mind the age-old adage, do as we say, not as we do. And the person who really pushes that in the online metals community is Lynette Zhang. So are we going to just listen to people's opinion or see what they're actually doing and make judgments based on that? I, ladies and gentlemen, intend to be in the latter. And if you scroll down here, one of these had a pretty good chart. Where was it? Oh, maybe it's this one. So, we know China's buying gold, but it's not just China, it's other central banks. As a matter of fact, so the light blue is total bars coins bought, and the dark blue is central banks. So you see here 2010. Look at the increase. And then it died down a little bit, and then beer flu. Right before beer flu, during beer flu. And then 2021 returned. 2022 is the biggest the biggest year we've seen in the last last decade. Huh. Isn't that interesting? And as a matter of fact, people are now starting to make some outrageous claims, but are they really outrageous? Like, what totally shocked me was Saxo Bank's prediction for 2023, which included gold going to over $3,000 an ounce. And when an analyst was asked about it, he even stated it could be $4,000 an ounce. But here's the thing. We know inflation's going crazy. We've got inflation numbers coming out today, maybe, for December, or soon, or they just did. I'll have to check. But what I can tell you is there's a lot of inflation to be made up for. There's a ton of inflation to be made up for. As a matter of fact, 2023 is starting with a gold run. Gold breaking out as the Fed officials, and there's two of them in particular, Raphael Bostic and Esther George, both acknowledging that inflation is too high and that rates will stay higher for longer, which really prompts people like you and me and investors and everyone else to look for alternatives to stocks and bonds. So even people who traditionally would not be in gold and silver and other commodities are now looking for safe havens. And in my opinion, gold is really soaring as a result. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do expect gold to continue to increase. And at a bare minimum, I mean, it's really got to account for that inflation. If you see here, the goldprice.org, I like this website. This is the gold price, 60 day. So this is a 60-day gold price. So you see within the last 60 days went from like 1770 something, 1776, up here to in recent days. Let's go here to the last 30 days. Let's go here to the last 7 days. So really 2023 has been explosive in gold. Look at that jump. And then even silver, last 7 days, explosive for silver. And ladies and gentlemen, remember what silver is needed for. It's needed for clean energy. The big push globally, whether you agree with it or not, you know, the climate change, clean energy, blah, blah, blah. Whether you agree with it or not, you got to realize that that's what countries are going for. And if we know what countries are going for, we can prepare and become wealthy little crustaceans off of it. So, yeah, clean energy, solar panels, electric cars, flat screen TV on your wall, water purification, the medical industry, even freaking yoga pants. Mrs. IS, are you out there? But what else does clean tech need? It needs rare earth metals. Now, you remember at the beginning of this video, I referenced the drums of war. Well, who holds in their natural resources, makeup of their country, most, if not all, of the rare earth metals in the world? China. And you can look here, I just typed in war with China, and I just hit news, and there's article after article about possible conflict with China, China invading Taiwan, China working with Russia. It's a crazy world, guys. It's a crazy world. And if I would have told you in 2019 there's going to be a global pandemic and everything that has happened would have happened, everything, including all the political strife in the United States, you would not have believed it. Even a lot of the social issues we're dealing with, you would not have believed it. But guess what? We're here. But what else does clean tech need? It needs lithium. And I'm not talking about the kind of lithium that will cheer you up, right? But war drums with China. What's going on in Ukraine with Russia, and where's that going to lead? How is it going to affect Europe? How are we going to bring stability from this chaos? Because all we're going towards right now is more instability. I cannot tell you what's over the horizon, but I can assure you, you need to buckle up. And part of buckle upping, is that even a word? Means preparing. Emergency food, emergency water, physical gold, silver, other investments. Pay down your debts, preparewithias.com. Best deal on emergency food in the world. Put it in a closet, forget about it. It's good for 25 years. Can save you and your families. Hurricane, tornado, earthquake, political strife, whatever it is. Soaring prices, inflation, right? Speaking about lithium, the secular bull market in lithium is driven by the global demand for electric vehicles that numerous states and national governments and state governments are incentivizing or requiring. What do I mean by that? Well, the U.S. federal government's infrastructure plan allocates $174 billion with a B dollars for vehicle electrification. Side note: why is the U.S. government like messing with our boy Elon? Like, he was not even invited to the summit for electric vehicles. What's that about? Sorry, Elon. And I just recently got to see his rocket launch when I was in Florida. I'm going to post that video. It was surreal. Meanwhile, the EU, they've set a goal of reducing over 55% of their greenhouse emissions. Here that is. By 2023. They want to reduce the greenhouse emissions by more than half. I said 2023, by 2030. That's only 7 years by now. How in the world are they going to accomplish that? And as a matter of fact, back to this other article, Norway to completely ban petrol vehicles by 2025. That's 2 years from now. As a result, European electric vehicle ownership could soar. It could be 40 million by 2023. It could be more. But what I can tell you is this: The amount of lithium that will be required for electric vehicle movement is going to be staggering. According to the IEA, which is the International Energy Agency, the demand for lithium to be used in electric vehicles is anticipated to grow by 40x. I wanted to bring this up too. And you know, you guys, I'm constantly looking for opportunities. Constantly. This is lithium over the last 5 years. Okay. So this is in 2019. Okay. Let's go to all. Look at this. Look at this setup for lithium. Again, not saying it's a sure thing, but it's got my attention. I'm always looking to make a little something somewhere somehow. And you know what else we've seen in 2022? We've seen a revival, so to speak, in commodities. And again, lithium prices over 400% increase. To me, all this adds up, you know, really to a current demand for lithium as we're seeing with all the electric cars. But it could really explode. And if what I'm talking about, electric vehicles, is true, that means electric vehicles, that means power, that means silver is going to be in much higher demand. And remember, silver is really more of a industrial metal than it is I mean, it's a precious metal, don't get me wrong, but it's really an industrial metal. So I am always looking for opportunities, and for a long time I've been trying to find a really good but early on play in lithium, but not just lithium, gold as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I have found something interesting that I'm looking at myself and I wanted to share with you. And it's only 24 cents right now a share. Wow, 24 cents, $1 gets you 4 shares. I like those odds, especially for something early on. So that company is called Clarity Metals. And, you know, the thing I really like about it is it's not just a lithium play, it's a gold play. And it's in 2 of the world's premier jurisdictions in Canada. So we don't have risk of being in South America or Africa, et cetera, et cetera. And another thing I like about this company is that there's a share breakdown, I think, in this presentation somewhere, but over 50%, or maybe right at 50% of the shares are held by internal insiders, internal people that are involved with it. And looking at their management, they got a good management, but that tells me they've got skin in the game. When it's a company early on and the leadership and friends and family aren't owners in it, that makes me, you know, really a lot more nervous. But the cool thing is that some of the biggest and most successful lithium and gold operators have presence in the immediate vicinity around these locations. So if they're the biggest and they're doing well making billions, as long as this company makes good decisions, in my opinion, it could be an opportunity. I've conducted some of my research on this company. You can see here, it started back here in 2020 at 92 cents. Its height was like 120 something. Then dropped down 14, 10, 10, 10, and only recently started its march back up. Again, get your stack right, physical gold and silver. Get your debts paid off. Get prepared. Once you've done that, there could be other opportunities out there. And remember what I say all the time. I don't look at physical gold and silver as an investment. I look at that as a hedge against inflation, a way to preserve your buying power, preserve your wealth, put it in a freaking safe or in the stomach of an alligator and store it and just let it over the long term account for inflation. That's your little nest egg. But then there's options for true investments out there. And, you know, I do like Dave Ramsey. He's done a lot of good work for a lot of people. But unfortunately, he's super anti-gold and silver, which just blows my mind. But he pushes index funds and the S&P 500. And like, yeah, certainly over the long term, that's worked in the past. Will it continue to work in the future? I don't know. I recently started doing some investments in the S&P 500. The only reason is I've got a 5% match. So I'm putting in about, you know, a little over 5%. So even if I took a 50% haircut on that, I'd still be in the same place. So I'm dabbling in that a little bit, but things like this excite me. So I'm going to look more into Clarity Metals. If you're thinking about getting in and investing, you should definitely look in on them too. But being early on, 24 cents a share, I mean, that's something you throw in $100 and you've got 400 shares. So, I mean, I like those odds. I hate it when I like invest like $1,000 into something and I get like a couple shares. So anyways, wanted to share that with you. A very good Tuesday morning. I hope you had a good federal holiday yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back from Florida. Things are calming down slightly for me. I literally have so much content. I've met so many stackers that you all know and YouTubers and viewers on YouTube, and I've got all those videos coming soon. I'm editing like a crazy man, and that will be all updated soon. Thank you for joining me. I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like these series of videos I do? What's your thoughts? And again, I only highlight companies that I'm seriously looking at. I get reached out to all the time from various different companies, but I do my due diligence. And when I'm interested in something, my whole premise of my channel is sharing my journey and what I'm doing with you. So I thought I would share it with you. And I guess I'll say, catch you on the next one. Woo!
One stacker on a journey to find silver.